Good morning, second grade. Today we're going to be doing one of our math lessons online, and I'm going to be sending them to you this way for the week and until we are back in school. Sometimes it'll be Machine creating the lessons, and sometimes it will be me, so you'll get to see both of us. As promised, I told you guys Peach could make an appearance in all my videos, so I'll get her towards the end if you guys are doing your work. All right, I'm going to start by the objective. Our objective today is we can and we will add doubles and connect that to even numbers. So I'm going to talk about that for a second. Make sure you guys can see it. Cool. We're adding doubles, so that's like 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3. Doubles is kind of a fancy way for saying pairs, and a pair is just having two of something. And then we're going to talk about how those make even numbers. Even numbers is when you have a pair of something. That's a really easy way to remember it. Okay, let's get started. We're going to be doing this the same way that we do our typical lessons. I'm going to start by an application problem. I'm going to read it to you guys, and then I'm going to pause, and I'm going to ask you to pause as well so you guys can take some time to solve it. If you don't already, grab a scratch paper to write on and a pencil, or if you have a whiteboard and whiteboard markers at home, that works too. Okay, I'm going to make myself small so you guys can see the lesson. Cool. Here is our application problem. It says, 7 students sit on one side of the lunch table. 7 more sit across from them on the other side of the table. A, draw an array to show the students. B, write an equation to match that array. So pause right here and do the first part of your application problem, and I'll do the same. Okay, I'm back. So this is the array that I drew. I have 7 on the top and 7 on the bottom. The top shows one side of the lunch table, and the bottom shows the other side of the lunch table. Let's look at part B now. Next, 3 more students sit down on each side of the table. Draw an array to show how many students there are now. Write an addition equation to match the new array. And I just realized I forgot to show my addition equation for that first one, so I'm going to go back up and show you that. So 7 and 7, my addition equation is pretty simple. It is 7 plus 7 equals 14. There you go. Okay, now remember 3 more students are coming to sit on each side of the lunch table. I'd like you guys to add to your array and then put your new equation below. I'm going to pause and do the same. Okay, so I added 3 more students to each side of the lunch table. So now I have 10 and 10. My new equation is 10 plus 10 equals 20. So there you go. There's your application problem for today. Take a second to check your work to make sure yours is the same as mine, or go back and look at the problem if you have any questions about it. And if there's anything that ever confuses you during these lessons, you can message me, or when we check in, you can talk to me about it. Anything that ever confuses you during this time, I'm here the whole day. So whatever you guys need help with, just let me know. I'm going to go small again. Okay. Now we're going to get started with the rest of our lesson. Okay, so we're going to start by putting your elbows on your table with your thumbs pointing up. So just like I am here. I'll put my markers down. Elbows on the table, thumbs pointing up. What addition sentence or equation describes the number of fingers pointing up? So look at each hand as each add end. We should be thinking 1 plus 1 equals 2, just like this. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's our first double, and we're going to record our doubles as we write today. So on my paper right now, I'm going to record 1 plus 1 equals 2. You can take a second to do the same. Now, your thumbs stay up. We're going to pop our index fingers up. So now what equation do we have? 2 plus 2 equals 4. Good job. Add that to your list. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Okay, we have 2 fingers up. Now we're going to pop our next finger up on each hand. What do we have now? 3 plus 3 equals 6. Your next equation to write down is 3 plus 3 equals 6. When I'm writing these equations down, I'm putting them in kind of like a line so I can see the pattern that they create. Just kind of like this. If you need to pause and change yours, go for it right now. I'm going to keep going. So we have 3 fingers up. Now we're adding a 4th finger up. What do we have now? Look at your fingers and count. 4 plus 4 equals, that's right, 4 plus 4 equals 8. 4 fingers on each hand. I bet you can guess what's coming next. Add your last finger. What is our new equation? Now we have 2 whole hands up. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Make sure you add all of those to your list. I'm going to pause and make sure I have all of those on mine too. Okay, we should have our whole list of addends from 1 plus 1 to 5 plus 5. What do we call it when both addends are the same? So I talked about this a little bit in our objective this morning, but think back to that. Do you guys remember what we call it when we're adding the same number twice? If you do, maybe shout it out to somebody around you or just think about it in your head. You could even write it down on your paper. We call that doubles. So every single time we're adding the same number, so 1 and 1, 2 and 2, those are called doubles when the addends are the same. And their answers create a pattern. So look at the totals now. You might want to pause and take a second to look at all of your totals. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's a pattern there. What is it? You could have said a couple things. The first thing that came to my mind was that all of these numbers are the answers are like counting by 2. So 2, 4, 6. I'm going up and counting by 2s. But something else you may not have known is that all of these numbers are even. And even is our big vocabulary word for this lesson. I'm going to write it down and show it to you guys. Let's all say it together. 3, 2, 1. Even. A good way to think about even numbers is that they are kind of like skip counting by 2s or the answers to when you add doubles. That gives you a clue about how to find even numbers. Even numbers mean it's the same number on both. In a game, like in a game of dodgeball or soccer or basketball, if both teams have 8 points, the score is even. If you share something with your friend fairly, you both have an even amount of things, meaning you both have the same amount of things. So when we think about even numbers, they're things that we can split up into 2 parts equally, and both people or both teams would have the same. So let's do some more work with even numbers now. So grab pennies or beans or anything around your house that you can build arrays and count with. I want you to make 1 row of 6 items. Pause here, look for some supplies, and make your row. Okay, awesome. So you should all have a row of 6 items. I'm drawing mine. Mine looks like this. Now I want you to double that by adding a second row below. Pause and double your. Look at your array. Does it look like mine? I have 6 counters in each group. Think about what addition equation it describes. That's right. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Before we make a row of 7 counters, I'm going to go back. Why don't we add 6 plus 6 equals 12 to our list of doubles facts? Because I noticed the addends are the same. 6 and 6, and that makes 12. Now I want you to make a row of 7 counters. 1, 2, oops, I didn't mean to move that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add 1 more, and you get 7. Think about how many more you need to double 7. So how many more counters or beans or whatever you're using do you need to double 7? That's right, you need 7 more, because when we double a number, we do the same amount twice. Do that. Let's add doubles to our let's add the 7 doubles to our facts list. What should we write? We should write 7 plus 7 equals 14. So now we have all our doubles facts all the way starting at 1 down to 7. Is 14 even? Think about it. Think back to our description of what even is. Even is when we can split a number into 2 parts equally. So look at the number 14 using your counters. Can you split those into 2 parts equally? Yeah, you can. 14 is even because we can split it into two parts of equal 7s. What's the next addition equation we'll write? So notice we've been following a little bit of a pattern. We went from 1 plus 1 to 2 plus 2. When we got our counters, we started with 6 plus 6. We did 7 plus 7. Next is 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Add that to your list of doubles facts. And how did you know that we were going to do 8 plus 8? The add-ins are going in order. Exactly. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 3. I kind of said that a little early, but you guys figured it out, I'm sure. We can also express this idea in another way. So we don't always have to use an addition equation. If I was thinking about 5 plus 5 equals 10, I could also say that 5 doubled equals 10. Say that with me. 5 doubled equals 10. I'm actually going to write that so we can read it together. So let's pause for a second so I can write it. Okay, here we go. So this is the exact same thing as saying 5 plus 5 equals 10, except we're using our vocabulary now. We're using this word doubled. Let's all read it together. 3, 2, 1. 5 doubled is 10. Awesome job. I'm going to go back to being small so you can see the screen. Okay, now think about what is 3 doubled. So 5 doubled is 10. Look back at your facts. What is 3 doubled? Think about it. We're going to say it together in 3, 2, 1. 3 doubled is 6. Nice work. You can continue using your counters to make all different combinations of doubled numbers for making even numbers. Remember, whenever we double a number, it is even. And we're going to practice that even more on our problem set. So next, I'm going to go over the problem set for you so you guys can see what I'm expecting you guys to do. When you finish your problem set, see if there's an adult or somebody older around you who might be able to check it. If there's not, you're welcome to send it in to me before you do your exit ticket if you're confused. If somebody checks it or you're feeling really good about it, you can turn in your problem set and go right to your exit ticket. So here's our problem set for today. This first part says to draw to double the group you see. Complete the sentence and write an addition equation. So it looks like in A we have 1. So in the second group you need to add another 1 to double it. The sentence says there is blank cloud in each group. So look at each group, how many clouds are in each circle. That's what it wants you to say. 1 cloud in each circle. And then you write an addition equation to match. 1 plus 1 equals 2. I think you guys will get that pretty easily. The second part is a little more challenging, but I don't think it'll be an issue for you guys. In this part, you're drawing an array for what it asks you to draw. So for example, the first one was done for you. It says 2 rows of 6. So they made an array with 2 rows of 6. And then below you would need to tell me what that is. So 2 rows of 6 equals, what's your total? What is 6 doubled? You'll write that there. And then you'll write an addition equation to match. 6 plus 6 equals blank. That's how the whole page is. So B is 2 rows of 7, C is 2 rows of 8, D is 2 rows of 9. So we're really continuing the same work we were doing during our concept development. And your exit ticket is next. That's pretty much exactly the same as number 2 on your problem set. So if you can do the second page on your problem set, you'll have no problem on your exit ticket. There you go. There's your exit ticket. It's asking you to show 2 rows of 5 in an array and complete the work below, and then 2 rows of 3 in an array and complete the work below. I'm going to connect your problem set on your exit ticket all to your math work today. You guys got this. Good luck. Oh, and now I will bring in Peach because I promised a Peach cameo. Oh, there she is. Hi, guys. Have fun.